today's dish is Korean Samgyeopsal, but actually Samgyeopsal means 3-layered pork meat. 3-layered pork. That's why Samgyeopsal starts from Sam. What does it mean? A 3-layered pork. That's why we say Samgyeopsal. But actually, it's 오겹살. 5-layered pork.
So the difference in
Yeah,
there's the more layer, the same part of the layer is more the thick.
So it's go deeper in the pork.
Samgyeopsal is 3 layers and 오겹살 is 5 layers of the pork belly.
So it goes deeper in the pork, pork body.
I think it's deeper and outer. Yeah, deeper part and outer part. So when yeah, it's a thick
근데
part.
우리 인사 안 해도 시작해? 그냥 하는 거예요?
Hello! It's Jenny's Korean cousin. Today's menu is Samgyeopsal. It's actually 오겹살. It has more parts of pork. The 5-layered pork meat today. It's a fat part and protein part, fat part, protein part. It's really good. Every Korean enjoys Samgyeopsal, especially in 회식 time. 회식 means, how can you say 회식 in Korean? In English?
Getting dinner and drinking after work.
After work.
Yeah, I've never heard that. Fashion is very common in Korea.
Outside.
Not outside. Not
Usually
Korea.
people outside of Korea just work and go home.
I think there's no exactly the English name, English word for fashion. Yeah.
Just that means gathering, having dinner together after work time with their co-workers, right? But you are in this Korean company now.
Yeah, we have that a lot.
How often do you have fashion? How often? One time a week?
One time a week. Sometimes more. Sometimes more.
What menus are?
Sometimes have samgyeopsal or chicken.
Chicken? With beer?
Always beer and soju.
Somek.
Always.
Somek is already.
Yeah, we prepared soju and 맥주 today. So Yoon, gonna make somek today. So mix it together.
Hi again. Welcome back.
Somek maker. Yeah.
Somek, clear. Somek's beer and soju.
Yeah,
that's right. Somek, soju, beer, 맥주, somek.
Yeah.
That you know.
1 kilo soju and beer.
It looks yummy. And this is 껍데기.
Yeah, we call it 껍데기.
돼지 껍데기. Skin. Outer part. Very outer part of pork. And it's very good for skin. And
yeah, because it contains a collagen
ingredients.
So in Joseon Dynasty, the woman used this to the facial mask head.
The facial masks you
They
use nowadays, they use pork skin.
Grind and mix it with some stuff.
And make a powder?
Yeah, but I don't remember exactly. But I heard that in the Joseon Dynasty, the royal family, the girls, they use this for their skin
Treatment.
Cosmetic.
Yeah, for their beauty. Good for
So it's a very outer part of skin, so that's why we can see this mark. Yeah.
And there's some hair as well.
Yeah, some hair. Exactly.
There's so many meat, the beef, pork, chicken. It's very common. 3 kinds of meat. It's common in Korea. And how about your country? Which kind of meat that's very common and enjoy? And usually, especially the pork is a big portion of the consuming the meat in Korea. Yeah. Because
Every pastry we enjoy.
because the taste is very good.
Yeah.
And cheap compared to the beef. 소고기, we call it 소고기.
Too expensive.
Yeah,
Too expensive.
소고기 or 소고기?
소고기 beef. Yeah, 소고기 beef. 비싸요.
너무 비싸요.
So much expensive compared to pork meat. So, how about in
In
Brazil?
Brazil, it's beef. Beef
cheaper?
and chicken. Beef and chicken. Not cheaper, but beef is cheap enough that everyone can eat. Now, and also, the old people in Brazil, they believe that the pork meat is not clean.
not clean
Why?
food.
I
And
don't
Bible
know.
says actually
Yeah, the Bible. There's something like that in the Bible.
I saw it.
Oh,
So-
there is Islam. The kind of
That's why the
Islam.
Muslim people don't
Muslim
eat
people
pork.
don't eat because
Oh.
of pork.
They
The
think
pork
it's
is dirty.
Dirty.
Oh, dirty.
So
Yeah,
like the old
it's-
people in Brazil, they believe that it's kind of dirty and it's not healthy, so they avoid pork meat.
But
And-
actually, the pork is clean.
Yes, the same thing.
Yeah.
If you raise up the pork in a clean environment, the pork will be clean. It's okay. It's the same thing. Anyway, and beef is not so expensive, so we can eat beef like every week.
Every week.
Sometimes every day. In my house, we used to eat
Yeah.
every day.
I have beef more than pork in his house.
Yeah.
When
I think you didn't have pork in my house.
No. That's only one time.
One time, right?
One time
Yeah.
when I made the
Yeah,
dinner.
you made it, yeah.
The dinner for your father's birthday party. Yeah. It was the first and the last time for eating
So like
the
2
pork.
weeks, she ate pork one time. All the other days were beef,
Beef
or
and
chicken.
Chicken
Or
and
fish, yeah, fish.
fish and also the turkey.
Ah, yeah, we had turkey one
Yeah,
time.
turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah, turkey.
In Brazil or
Yeah.
here?
In Brazil.
Brazil.
In Brazil. Yeah, that's
And
true. Fish.
yeah, fish.
So it's like pork's not so common like here.
Actually, Hanu, the Korean beef is too expensive.
I heard that.
So most of them enjoy this Australian beef or American beef. American beef is little, cheaper. Relatively cheaper than other beef.
Because there's no space to raise up cows here in Korea. So to have cows in a huge area. You don't have this?
And here's a lot of vegetables here. So we
You
need
can
to keep
enjoy.
balance. We need to keep balance.
You can enjoy.
Meat and vegetables together.
You can enjoy.
Here's
If you want to really enjoy the Korean samgyeopsal, you have to wrap up
Yeah.
everything.
I know.
Not
I know.
only pork meat of this.
today we have some.
The vegetable.
Now this one is okay.
You like it? You like
lettuce.
it? Lettuce.
Yeah.
Lettuce.
It's okay.
Samchu in Korean.
Samchu.
Sangchu. Sangchu. Yeah. These are like I learned it to eat here.
Big
Samchu.
sandwich. Self-made. Self-made
And what is
sandwich.
it?
No, this is pepper.
Gochu.
You know, like
This is pepper.
Gochu. And
Gochu.
But something.
This is pepper. No, thank you.
But this is some of the gochu. The
Not
red
spicy?
pepper, not spicy.
I don't believe it.
No. We have 가지 gochu,
kinds of
oil
gochu.
gochu, and just normal gochu and 꽈리 gochu. There are so many.
Which one is
Gochu.
spicy?
Just normal gochu. 꽈리 gochu is a little bit spicy, and oil gochu and 가지 gochu is totally
Not
not
that
spicy.
spicy.
Yeah,
And this one is?
I'm not sure. Let's try. Let's try.
푸고추예요, 아니에요?
푸고스예요.
아, 푸고추?
네, 안 매운 거.
안 매운
Oh
거.
yeah, not spicy.
Not that
She
spicy.
said it's not
He
spicy.
says it's not
Yeah,
that
so you
spicy.
can
You
try.
believe it.
근데 이 돼지고기는 제주도
네, 됐어요. 비행기로 오는 거예요. 매일 오는 거예요.
매일.
네.
This
They got
samgyeopsal is from
delivered
Jeju
to
Island. So Jeju Island is they're famous for samgyeopsal and horse meat. Have you ever heard?
Horse?
Horse.
No, that's one I haven't tried yet. I really want.
I never.
Me too.
Is it?
No, I've never
I didn't know they have horse meat in this
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, in Jeju
Yeah,
Island.
horse is restaurant.
Only in
They
Jeju
have-
Yeah,
Island.
but I didn't go there.
Oh, we didn't. But they.
Been Jeju Island before?
Yeah, we went.
For honeymoon
time.
or
No,
just
just for traveling?
오겹살은요, 여기 멸치뼈가루 찍어 드시고요. 껍데기는 콩가루. 네, 찍어 드세요.
무슨 고추라고?
요거는 멸치뼈.
Anchovy is a kind of fish sauce.
네, 드리겠습니다.
네, 감사합니다.
And the 껍데기 with 콩가루 and 오겹살 with this anchovy sauce. Anchovy sauce. It literally has a strong flavor of fish. Finding my anchovy.
Spit up.
This is beef
하나도 안
crusted
드시는 거예요?
네,
And here's 삼겹살
진짜
껍데기.
바빠서 그러니까 싸게 생긴 걸로.
예.
And I like this salad, green onion salad. With sesame oil, sugar, red pepper, and blah blah blah.
고기가 한살 내려드릴게요.
네.
빨리 드세요.
요거를 찍었으면 좋겠다. 와, 이게 풍성이네.
어떻게?
아니, 내려주시니까.
First, I wanna taste this. 껍데기.
This time.
그럼 이거 보여? 지금 찍어볼 것 같아요.
이게 올라. 아. Okay, I recorded one episode with him. It was we was in 종로, nearby the Cheonggyecheon. We went to the shabu shabu place. He complains about the Korean food culture because why Korean people pay and cook outside.
You go to restaurant,
Yeah,
you pay to stay in the restaurant, and you cook yourself. In Brazil, if I go to restaurants, because I don't want to cook, so I just go there and eat. When I get there, the food's already done.
I want to get the service.
Yeah.
So I want to eat a cooked
Already cooked
food.
food.
Yeah, cooked food from another person.
Yeah.
So that's why when we go out and pay money. But why Korean people pay and cook by themselves outside?
Just get the ingredients.
Yeah.
Have you ever
mix
tried the
together.
shabu shabu? Yeah, there's a big pot with the base soup, and we put all veggie and meat, the kind of especially the beef together, and we boil a little bit, very short time, and then we wrap up with the other the fresh vegetable. But he said, why we have to cook by ourselves? I've never thought about like this way, but he said, and also samgyeopsal too. We order and pay, and we
Just get
cook,
meat
yeah, we
and
cook.
vegetable. Just we cooked it.
It's very natural things for Korean. So we
But it's
didn't-
weird.
Yeah.
If you're in the restaurant, it's because you don't want to cook in your house. So why you cook in the restaurant? If you want to cook, you stay in your home and cook yourself.
그래서 감자탕을 좋아하는구나. 감자탕을
Yeah, that's why like Samgyeopsal and Pure Hejangu. You just go there, you order and you eat. You don't cook anything. That makes more sense.
그런 관점 있는지.
Makes much more sense. Weird.
Is it different from Brazil barbecue?
Totally
Here's barbecue,
different.
totally different?
Brazilian barbecue, it's the one they say it's in the sword. In the sword.
Sword?
They have
Oh,
a big
the
stick
big sword.
and put the meat
Put
in
it-
there. And then you use always, for the sword, you use always coal. The coal here. You cannot use like any other things, always coal, and put in the barbecue and roll until it get done.
And cut.
And then cut only like and then it cook only the extreme, the outside part of the meat, and then you cut only that, and then when it starts seeing blood or see it's kind of rare meat, you put it back and you wait a little bit more and then cut that part.
So, how we can call the Brazilian barbecue?
Churrasco.
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 Churrasco. I've never heard before. This barbecue. It's different from American barbecue. Totally different.
Yeah.
Just roasted it and roasted whole body and sliced it.
No, but the stick.
They separate. They divide each part of
part
the
of
the beef, and they so kind of roasting time is different.
It's totally
Yeah,
different.
and
The cut's
fire,
different.
Yeah, fire
Fire is
power is
different.
different. Yeah, they
Just
control.
like you have some levels in the barbecue. You usually a big barbecue in Brazil. You have like here it's closer to the fire, and then it's not so close, and the upper part. So you can put different kind of meats in there. Different levels. They get cooked in different ways and different times. So it's very different. It's totally different.
So they cook themselves.
When you make a barbecue in your house,
In
yeah.
house?
But when you go to a restaurant, no.
Restaurant? No.
There's always someone cooking there. We call churrasqueiro. Churrasqueiro.
That is.
브라질
Churrasqueiro.
바베큐를 만드는 사람을
It's barbecue maker.
Oh.
No, because the name is churrasco,
Churrasco.
and then churrasqueiro is
Churrasqueiro.
someone who makes churrasco.
Churrasco.
Usually, some restaurants, when they offer churrasco, they have someone only for cooking churrasco. The guy doesn't do anything anymore.
Is there
Only
any
churrasco.
special sauce like anchovy sauce or the samjang like that?
Usually no.
Usually no. We have a lot of seasonings.
they enjoy
You just put
their
lemon.
own, just their own
Sometimes.
flavor of the meat.
The own flavor. Yeah.
Sometimes you can put lemon, but other sauce is not so common.
But usually when we eat the samgyeopsal and the another meat, we also eat
Yeah.
samjang.
Samjang.
Yeah. Samjang. Very popular kind of sauce in Korea, right?
Yeah, the samjang is for meat. And this
With
is
lettuce.
콩가루.
콩가루?
Yeah, bean powder. And now I ate some piece of the pork meat, so I want to drink. Yeah, the somek. You know somek? Somek is soju and beer. Yeah, so we call it somek. So I prepare the somek, then she just only drinking soju. So I will make somek for.
I heard here in Korea. I don't know why. Before opening soju, you must do like this, and then make like
Yeah, make theory.
It's like tornado. Like,
Why? Why is this? I don't know. Just
Also looks cool.
How can you learn
it's
it?
cool. I drink a lot.
At least one
I
time a
drink a lot,
week. Usually every
Every
Tuesday. Every Tuesday.
is
Every Tuesday.
I don't know, maybe anyway. Almost every Tuesday he has a drinking time after work. Yeah,
Yeah.
after
With
yeah,
you
getting-
or-
no,
With my boss.
with
Work,
work.
with a
Yeah,
coworker.
always.
Every Tuesday.
Okay, I'll make.
Because actually the team leader.
여기 와서 소맥을 먹게 되면 제니가 소맥을 먹습니다. 엘레강스 제니가 여기 와서 소맥을 먹네요.
맛있겠다.
맛있겠죠?
근데 한 잔 드셔도 되나요?
요즘
운전하셔야
코리안
되죠.
퀴즈인 좋은 것 같아요. 지금 와서 삼겹살 먹고. 이거 비율이 그죠?
근데 저 비율은
Optimum point. Optimum.
usually yeah, they say there's a very kind of special and how can I ideal ratio
Yeah.
with soju
And this is wrong.
So what is wrong?
A little bit less than half. 40% of beer
This
and
is for
one.
Jenny.
Okay.
If could,
And one shot of soju.
Oh really?
This is okay. This is already fine.
and usually I don't use it this glass, just pour.
She is making somek now. Wow.
This is for mine.
That's the color. See, the color is different.
See, another they have the different ratio.
Different ratio. So the color is kind of different.
More soju.
More soju,
The
and more
color
soju
is
the
like-
right one. More beer this one.
이거는 계란찜
Color is totally
서비스예요.
different.
특별 서비스예요. 촬영한다 그러니까.
감사합니다.
네, 어떻게
이거
놔드릴까?
이쁘게 여기 잘 보이게 놔주세요 여기.
여기다?
네, 이제 거의 여기가 안 나올 거니까.
네. 여기다 저쪽.
그거는 여기 저희 요거 쌈 좀 더 드시겠어요? 예, 아직 먹을 게 한참 남았어요.
예.
두 개나 주시는 거예요?
예.
하나밖에 없는데. 감사합니다. 오케이.
감사합니다.
This is for Jenny. Enjoy your drinking. And
저
this,
좀 이따가
this is mine and it's for you.
나요?
네.
예. 있으면 예.
So we,
신나니까 왔다 갔다 해서.
okay, how about let's cheers? We call it in Korea 건배.
건배.
And how about it? in
Saúde.
Saúde. Saúde. It sounds like a Saoji.
No, like Samgyeopsal. No,
Samgyeopsal.
not this one. Just the
That's fine. 오, 좋은데? 처음 먹어봤는데? 좋은데?
good.
아, 네, 감사합니다.
I never had it before.
Really?
Just
So
I
mad?
had yeah.
First
Why?
And just beer and just soju.
Why?
아,
I don't
really?
know.
Oh my god! I'm more Korean than you.
근데 너무 좋은데? 오, 저 맥주하고 약간 깔끔한 맛이 있는 것 같아요.
네, 소주만 먹기에 부담스러운 사람, 맥주만 먹기에 너무 심심한 사람들은 소맥을 추천합니다. 소맥.
Just enjoy stomach. Better than just beer, better than just soju. Mixed together, it's better.
The
Better.
bad taste of soju, it's not here, and the kind of bad taste of beer is also not here. So only good parts.
And also not so strong.
Yep.
Yeah. But don't drink too much.
이거는 how can I say steamed egg. Steamed egg. Just popular food in Korea.
계란탕, right?
계란찜.
계란찜.
Steamed that means steamed. 찜. I like it. My babies like it.
It's a babe's food?
No.
Babe's food?
Babies.
So what's the difference from 계란찜 to 계란탕?
Kerantan is soup like this.
Soup. Ah, okay.
Like this. But this is just steamed. Steamed egg. Very easy to make it. So every morning I make it with microwave. So in my my two kids enjoy 계란찜.
계란 is very 100% perfect protein food. Very cheap and they
Cheap?
yeah, and
Cheap
also
protein.
yeah, they have more protein, quality proteins than actually bean and meat. But
Good for diet. That's protein.
maybe if you have the 10,000 won, you can buy 2 pack of the
Egg.
egg. The one pack is they have the 30 eggs in one pack. But meat, maybe like this.
100 grams.
That's around. So every morning you prepare breakfast for your wife
Yep.
with egg and
Yes. Sandwich, there is one egg in that always. Fried egg.
fried egg
Yeah. But
with no vegetable.
no
veggie.
veggie.
That
There's
is
fruit.
point.
Tomato.
Fruits, tomato.
Yeah.
So fruit is
Tomato is a fruit.
fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had this
vegetable?
discussion like
Uh-huh.
3 or 4 times. Tomato is a fruit.
3 or 4 times, just only one time. Because sometimes some people they believe the tomato is vegetable.
But it's not. It's a fruit. Fruit. So only closest to vegetable is tomato. Then that's it.
What is fact? What is true? Vegetable or
Fruit. Tomato is
Tomato is a fruit. Tomato, paprika, all fruit.
paprika?
This is fruit. It's not a
Is
vegetable.
it fruit?
Because actually,
No,
vegetable,
it's a vegetable. It's
it has seeds inside. So it's a fruit. It's simple like that. If it has seeds, it's a fruit.
depends
Vegetable, this is vegetable.
Yeah.
Doesn't have seeds. This is vegetable, doesn't have seeds.
What about strawberry?
Strawberry is a fruit.
Because they have
Have
They
you
have
feel
seeds,
it
yeah.
outside? There's
Yeah. So like if it's a leaf,
Love it?
vegetable.
Like you're saying,
Uh.
banana is
It's a fruit.
vegetable. Because there's no seed
Of course they
inside.
have seeds. If you cut the banana, you can see the small black dots in that. That's seed. That's all of them
I
are
don't
seeds.
remember.
Banana is full of seeds.
I don't remember. Okay, you can buy banana
Come
for
on.
me.
I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly.
Okay, just the important thing is enjoy.
Enjoy samgyeopsal.
And food.
Because everyone tells me, oh, you don't eat vegetable. Yeah, I don't eat vegetables. I don't like vegetables.
But you
I love fruits. I love fruits. I eat basically all of them.
No?
Vegetable? Almost all of them. Almost all of them. The vegetable?
all,
No.
but in my point of
So
view,
big difference all and almost.
Almost, okay, almost.
the vegetable is like just plants, or fruits has more kind of sugary something.
Yeah,
Sugary
that's the
taste.
point. That's the point.
Yeah, that's I think the fruit. Like strawberry, watermelon,
All
apple.
fruit.
There are all fruits.
And also, if it has seeds inside, it's fruit. Because the vegetable usually don't have seeds. They're just the leaves of what was supposed to be a tree. But they're vegetables. But we use fruits as vegetables when you cook. So that's what makes people confused.
To take the harvest from the tree is vegetable. No, the fruit.
It's a fruit. Yeah. Like that.
It's how about pineapple?
Of course, pineapple is a fruit.
Oh, the pineapple is not come from the tree.
It's in the ground, but it's
Yeah.
a fruit.
It's a sugary flavor.
The tree is under the ground.
It's kind of the root fruit.
Yeah, so it's a fruit, but it's still a fruit. So that's the difference. Like onion is not vegetable either. Onion is a root. It's the root of the tree. So the onion doesn't have seeds, and also is not a leaf.
It's a fruit or vegetable? In
It's
your
a
point of view.
root. It's a root.
Just root?
It's a root.
not vegetable
No,
or
it's a
not.
root. It's a root.
What about green onion? I like the salad. Green onion salad. Green onion.
Vegetable.
Vegetable.
The problem is you get confused because you eat all together. Like also the carrot. Carrot is also root. So you eat together with lettuce and you think it's all vegetable, but it's not.
Is it vegetable?
We call it pazari. Usually when we wrap up the meat with lettuce, we add pazari, some part of the pazari.
Green onion salad with
How is
sesame
green?
oil and vinegar, sugar,
And a
red
little bit of pepper.
I like it very much. Sometimes I cannot eat samgyeopsal without this. It's too, how can I say, 느끼하다? Oily. Too oily. Without this green onion or garlic, it's too oily.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no one to enjoy this vegetable, roasted vegetable.
You can enjoy. I'm laughing for you. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Bean sprout.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you. What about the sauce, anchovy sauce?
It's
Is
really-
it a
it's good.
strong kind of flavor? But is it
Strong, but it's really good. First time I tried this. First time. Usually when I have Samgyeopsal, we don't have sauce. Yeah, sometimes this one here as well. But anchovy, no, it's the first time.
Anchovy is very unique sauce for only in Jeju restaurant.
Maybe Jeju Island style.
Jeju
It's
Island
because it's an
style.
island, so there's a lot of anchovy around. Because of that.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's easy to get anchovy there.
But it's just local food, local kind of sauce. We have a
Okay.
lot of anchovy, we can get it, but we don't make those kind of sauce in Seoul. Just this Jeju Island traditional kind of sauce with this samgyeopsal, roasted samgyeopsal. It's very good, I think. Unique and good. But I think it's a little bit strange to Westerners. It's a strange.
I don't know. I mean, because where I lived in Brazil was really close to the beach, so I'm very used to fish taste. So for me, I think there's no problem. Maybe for other people who live more in the countryside or like, I don't know, saying about the United States, someone who lives in Texas, in the middle of the country, maybe it's not so common for them because they don't have contact with too much fish. But for me, it's okay.
언니 더 드셔보세요.
우리끼리만 너무 좋아.
고맙습니다.
얼마나 저희끼리 먹는데 지금
아니에요.
얼굴 빨개질 것 같은데 지금 두목을 먹었다고? 소맥 지금? 전혀 상상도 못.
신경 쓰지 말고 맛있게
그래도
드세요.
얼마나 저번에도 못 드시고.
어쩔 수가 없어.
More.
컴백? 괜찮아. Ah, we didn't finish it, but we pour more drinking in the cup. But actually in Korea we don't do it until we finish all 1 cup. But when I met him, he pour again and again, even not finish it totally. But so why you doing? Why you keeping pouring the drinking again and again? There is Brazilian style.
Totally
Yeah.
Brazilian. In
Just-
Brazil, we don't let it finish. Because
yeah.
if my cup's empty, because I'm leaving. I'm leaving now, so I'll drink all and leave.
So the
So-
empty cups means okay, I enjoy the drinking
And
and I will
bye-bye.
leave soon now. But that's why he poured
Always
the drinking
more,
again
more,
and
more,
again.
more.
Yeah.
And also it's some kind of like
different
we are
culture.
drinking together, and as long there is beer in your cup, you will not leave. So if I wanted to stay, I just put beer, and always fill your cup.
But in Korea, we just okay, fill in the cups after finish all. Yeah. It's different culture.
It's okay to do with soju because the cup is small, but with beer, I don't like it. It's not so good, especially because the beer gets hot. So if you put a cold beer, it gets cold again. It's better to drink.
이거는 되게 소맥을 마시면 약간 알코올이 높아져요? The higher alcohol
I don't
version?
know exactly.
두 잔인데 I'm so weak.
She got drunk a little bit. Yeah, not.
Generically, my father, my dad, and I cannot drink.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah.
낮술이 전에 해가
이게 낯설어. 이런 게 처음이에요 지금.
Because it's a
Look at look at the Jenny's face. It's
getting red.
Yeah, her face is getting red and red. And maybe soon he can. Yeah.
도도한
read
제니가 지금 teacher 제니가 turning red.
But it's okay. Every Korean gets red when they start drinking. It's totally fine. She's okay.
But you guys cannot change your face. Like 그냥
When
normal.
if she
Just
drinks
normal.
more, it will change.
later.
Yeah.
Strong, so strong.
Then you yes.
You're a winner today. You're a winner.
It's really fun when you go
So
out to
soju
drink
is
with
very
my.
Korean typical drinking. And how about in Brazil? What kind of drinking the alcohol is very common and very typical and
We have a typical
yeah.
drinking in Brazil. It's like
Real
it's
Brazilian drinking.
real Brazilian. It's like soju is to Korea. This for us is cachaça. But we don't drink like we drink soju here. It's not so common. Because it's not well seen. The people who drink cachaça, they say, oh no, it's cachaça, not good. But we drink beer. We drink much more beer in Brazil than we drink here in Korea. Like if we go out, we usually drink beer. Like we sit in a restaurant, beer. We not drink cachaça or vodka or any beer. I think the most drunk beverage in Brazil is beer. Alcoholic beverage, of course. I think it's beer.
So wine? What about wine?
Yeah, but wine is good. Wine is better when the weather is kind of cold. In Brazil, it's too hot all the year, so that's why we drink really cold beer.
Yeah, so usually they prefer the drinking beer than the wine.
We drink beer in the beach. We drink beer at home. We drink beer in restaurants, or sometimes you want to eat churrasco. You drink beer. Beer.
Sometimes they drink beer than water, right?
I used to do it.
Yeah.
Special weekend. Because if you're thirsty and it's really hot, and you take a really cold beer, it's amazing.
When we went
It's really
to
good.
the last year, when I visited Brazil, we went to the north part of your state.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Where was it?
São Mateus.
San Mateus
São
and
Guriri.
Guriri. We went there and we bought some not some, so many cans, the beer cans,
Yeah.
only for 2 days.
2 days.
For 2 days. We bought maybe more than 30.
Well, around, yeah.
Yeah, but the cans, how much the liter? The one, each one can.
Was 1 liter.
1 liter.
1 liter?
Yeah, the 1
'Cause
liter.
there's a-
one
You bought
can,
30 bottles?
We bought 30,
Almost.
yeah, 30, and we finished all
In 2 days.
yeah, canned beer
In
for
2
2
days.
days.
Because this place, they have a
In 2
really
days.
good beach, and the water in the beach is kind of warm, and the day was really hot. So we just packed the beers and went to the beach and just sit in front of the beach, drinking beer and go to the water, beer,
In
water.
Korea, Brazil? In Brazil?
In Brazil. In my state.
We brought the 31, each
30 bottles.
one can was,
Was a
1
can,
liter
was a can.
and 30 cans beer in ice bath, and we drank it all
In 2
for 2
days.
days.
2 days.
Heavy drinker in the beach.
Wow. Awesome.
But you don't feel it. When you are on the
Because we
beach,
are-
usually you don't feel.
because we
As you
drink a lot.
you drink and sweating, and then we go to the seawater, it goes away. It looks like the alcohol goes
So that's
away, and
why
you can
we
drink
didn't-
more.
we were not drunk.
Yeah.
Because we were sweating a lot under the sun.
It was too hot, too hot. It was summer.
Like Korea now?
Korean, the problem
That's
is
humid.
the
But not so humid like here.
Yeah, the
It was
temperature-
hotter than here, but not so humid like here.
The temperature is higher than Korea. The
Higher
problem
than
is- yeah,
Korea?
the problem is the humidity. The Korea, we are very humid here. Yeah, it is very humid Korea. 한국은 되게 습해요. 너무 더워. 근데 브라질은 덥지만 안 습하기
Not
때문에
that humid.
yeah,
Yeah,
not humid. So it's
much better.
okay.
So we drink a lot of beer in Brazil. I think the main alcoholic beverage is beer.
Usually only I drink cachaça.
Yeah, because usually Brazilian people don't drink cachaça that much. Cachaça.
cachaça라고 약간 소주 같은 도수는 훨씬 더 높아요.
It's a Brazilian soju?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's
Like native from Brazil,
yeah.
people do there.
Yeah.
And some people are really proud of that, and some people really like that.
Because the good quality of the cachaça, the taste is so good. If you made a
Caipirinha.
caipirinha with
Caipirinha is
the
a soft
good
drink.
quality of the cachaça, the taste is so good. You must try it. I really like that.
Because you have like, the cachaça is different from soju. We have like some cachaças that you can buy 1 liter for, I don't know, $50. It's like really cheap. Yeah. 1 liter. And some others, 1 liter is $300. So, and we have all the way between them.
질에 따라서 가격이 천차만별이기
Some
때문에
cachaça is cheaper than wine, than water. Some others are more expensive than whiskey. So you have all the way
질
between
좋은 거는
them.
30만 원, 싼 거는 몇천 원이면 사고. 그냥 보통인 거.
We have like really bad quality cachaça and really good quality.
Caipirinha with good quality cachaça.
Yeah, it's better.
Gold.
It's better.
Have you ever tasted Shasha expensive Shasha?
Cachaça.
Yeah,
Cachaça.
because his father gave me as a gift. Because I was kind of like a heavy drinker
Yeah.
in Brazil.
But in Brazil, she drank a kind of average cachaça. Was not that good.
But in San Mateo, San Mateo, I drank good quality of the cachaça in the beach.
In the beach.
Yeah, because they gave me
Because you're
special.
foreigner.
Yeah,
Because she was foreigner.
yeah, I got the special cachaça. Yeah.
Everybody was, oh really? She's Korean? Wow.
Even they don't know where it was. Where
Yeah, they
Korea
don't know.
is.
Yeah. It's too far.
소라 먹어요. Oh, too strong, too strong.
찍기 전에 제가
쌈지 이게 2개로 보이기 시작하고 있어요. 좀 더 취하면은 사이다 대신 소주를 사이다 들어가지고
얼굴이 뜨겁지매.
Love is together.
And no, soda and soju, not beer.
Soda and soda.
Actually, you can mix
Is it
soju
good?
with anything. When was it? As Tuesday or Wednesday. I went out to drink with a friend. He was he's Brazilian. He's here studying.
Studying what?
Exchange student. He came the same way I came for 1 year. And he's leaving back. He's going back to Brazil maybe next week or 2 weeks later. Not sure. And then I called him. Oh, let's drink. We're leaving Korea. Just last soju. I said, okay, let's do it. And we drank soju with Gatorade.
Gatorade? Soju?
Soju mixed with Gatorade. It's really
Was it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's
really?
good. You don't feel anything of soju, just like drinking Gatorade. But then you get drunk.
Oh, really? Soju is something like base of beverage.
Yeah,
Kind of,
so you
yeah.
can mix with
It
anything.
can mix with everything. Like
Even with more soju.
Chinese soju, mix 뭐 이렇게. Chinese drink beverage, Chinese beverage. She is better than. She is so maker. Make it. I like this very outer part of the skin. It's like some cheesy kind of texture. I like this texture. That is samgyeopsal. It has a special part. It has very outer part of skin. It's very cheesy, and I like this texture. We say it's samgyeopsal.
Can you see it has kind of 5 colors?
Yeah, 5 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know exactly, but it's
But
one
here,
kind
right?
of layer.
Yeah, it's one outside here and like kind of brown, and then kind of yellow, red, white,
again,
and more meat again.
yeah,
So
more
it's 5.
again, yeah.
Red again.
Here's samgyeopsal. We are having samgyeopsal now.
Honestly,
With stomach.
it's like a thick bacon. It's
Thick
awesome.
bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, so the same part. Yeah.
Same part?
The samgyeopsal and bacon, actually they are the same part of the pork meat, just the different things, how they make.
Yeah.
We eat just fresh meat, but bacon they work right.
They have
they add some stuff and
chemical treatment
they
and
are
industrial
all the
treatment.
process. Yeah.
Here no, he's fresh.
Okay,
But it's the
I
same
have
thing. It's bacon. Really thick bacon.
thick bacon.
So it's impossible to don't like it. It's great. What is it?
Can you see this? There is a pork.
Part of pork.
This yellow part is samgyeopsal and also bacon part. The same,
same
they
part.
are the same part of the pork, but the difference is how they make. Just fresh. We enjoy the
Fresh
samgyeopsal, with fresh, and the bacon they
There is
under
a
the
process. There is one.
add some stuff.
Put some stuff, seasonings, or
It's smoked. And smoked.
It's smoked.
and a little bit dried, right? Right? No?
And thin. And the bacon.
Yeah, it's thinner. But the same thing.
Well, I prefer the samgyeopsal. Me too.
Honestly, I can eat both every day.
Yeah, you eat bacon every in the morning.
I can eat
With
bacon
the
for
pork
breakfast and samgyeopsal for dinner every day. I don't care. I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
Not fine. You are happy. Happy guy in the world.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to make any problems, like since I'm in Korea, I need to eat samgyeopsal, but I like bacon, so I eat bacon for breakfast, samgyeopsal for dinner. There is no problem.
Too much fat. Too much fat.
Need to keep balance.
This why he has a big problem these days. 아저씨배.
No,
I call it
no.
아저씨배. 아저씨 means kind of like an old, not old,
man.
the middle-aged man in Korea. We call them 아저씨. So I call him. He got married. So 아저씨 belly.
Yeah.
아저씨 belly.
How
Yeah.
much in Korean age is
25.
25.
25.
But I'm married, so it's okay.
He is 25, but he has already 아저씨 belly.
But that's marriage. That's because of marriage.
Why? The benefit of marriage life. Yeah, benefit of the marriage life.
Every man, when they get married, they get the adoshi belly. It's
Why?
every man, right? Yeah, right? Check her husband later. Every man has a.
I get my husband.
I agree.
It's marriage life.
Said I didn't have it before, but
Yes.
no.
After marriage,
After marriage,
it just starts to grow and grow, and it's here. So it's like marriage man.
Kind of a feature I'm happy after getting.
I'm marriage. I am marriage feature.
so that means after marriage, you doesn't care about your shape or body
No.
or
No,
appearance.
but we eat better.
No,
We eat better.
He goes
gym.
to the gym every in the morning.
Oh,
or,
really?
Or
in the
after
night.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he has a kind of the big and strong body, except that. I don't understand why he work out every day except the weekend. Because weekend is weekend for the rest. So, but why he has a big belly? I can't understand.
Because of soulmate.
Maybe. Maybe. I think it's because of marriage. Because when the guy is single, he doesn't care too much about eating. He eats what he can, when he's not drinking. But
No, it's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense because after get married, if you are kind of like have a balanced diet, you have to no adoshi belly. That makes sense.
I don't know anyone that's married doesn't have adoshi belly, except my father.
Yeah.
In good shape?
Yeah, his father has a much more good
Better
body
than me.
shape, body
Really?
feature. Yeah,
Very
but
good.
a little bit taller than him, and also he's much more handsome than him.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Really? How old is he?
Like a 51.
51.
Yeah, he is 51. 51살이에요.
51살.
시아버지. The father-in-law, we call it 시아버지. My 시아버지 is 51. But he is much more handsome than him, and also has a good body shape.
He doesn't have adoshi belly.
No adoshi
No
belly.
adoshi belly.
No adoshi belly. Yeah. Really. Actually, his family came from Italia.
One part
Yeah,
of-
Italia,
yeah.
and they moved to Brazil. Yeah, in the Second World War.
During Second
Yeah.
World War.
Anyway, so his outlook features much good, close to
Italy.
Italian.
You see my father, like he has big nose, he has blonde hair, even blonde
Italian
beard.
appearance,
Yeah,
right?
Way,
Italian.
yeah.
Totally Italian appearance.
Does Korean woman have unique Korean style of appearance? So you can distinguish, is she Japanese or is she Korean?
You can
Is
figure
she
it out.
Chinese?
Yeah,
or
like-
you distinguish?
Japanese and
Korean
Korean,
now.
it's very easy, but Chinese gets mixed. Depending on where they are in China, the looking is almost the same.
Oh, the country is so
Yeah,
big.
because China is too big. Yeah, but Japan is different. It's easy to see.
can
Like
distinguish
the
who is
the
Japanese.
face is kind of thinner.
No?
Like the
chin
chin
is
is narrow and bigger and thinner.
Japanese?
Japanese. And in Japan, they don't care about their teeth. So when they open their mouth, you can see their teeth. It's not like in Korea, because in Korea everyone cares about and use like bracelets and everything, but in Japan it doesn't happen. So if
Not
you
doesn't. Some people they
almost
can.
doesn't, it's not like here. Here is basically everyone. Everyone cares about their teeth.
Oh.
But in Japan, no. Not
Because
everyone.
it's connected to the healthy problem. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
어디로 말하는 거지?
I don't know why they do that in Japan, whatever, I don't know. But there is the chin, the face, it's more narrow, and the teeth, it's different.
Yeah.
It's totally different. So you look
Who's,
at
who's
Yeah, sorry.
more prettier?
Korea.
He got married in Korea.
What do you expect?
Maybe he said Japanese or China. Maybe we will fight when we get back home. Of course, yeah.
What do you expect?
What did you say? What?
What do you expect?
I know.
Like there are two Korean women on the table, and they will say
Who's
any
prettier?
other thing.
When you say, okay, get out of
Please.
here.
Come on. I took this to Brazil, like this culture of mixing the meat with lettuce. When I arrived in Brazil, after living 1 year here, my father prepared a barbecue party for me. And then he said, okay, buy lettuce. Say,
By lettuce.
I say, he was like, what? What happened to you? Who are you? Are you still my son? I say, yeah, buy it. I'll show you how they do here in Korea. And this is great.
Yeah, great way to eat the meat.
Yeah, I think like the
Lettuce.
taste gets much better. I don't like this other, but okay, it's the lettuce. I really like it, and I did it in Brazil, and I showed my family. They said, "Oh yeah, the taste is better." I don't know why it tastes much better, but I learned here, and
Is
now
there
I took.
some too in Brazil, like same
Yeah,
same
same
lettuce?
thing, totally the same, totally the same. So I take now. This is like it's not Korean culture or whatever for me. This is my culture now. This I took it for me. It's like
Very good.
I have this.
Very good. Very good for health.
Actually, the good match with pork meat is not lettuce. It's sesame leaf. We call it this.
I think this one is too strong.
Yeah, but
Too strong.
Yeah, the flavor is strong for you, but totally okay with us.
I love it
Korean.
too.
We are very used to eating this, but the problem is anyway, we call it 깻잎 in Korean. 깻잎, the sesame leaf, because the original feature of the pork meat is cold. Yeah, it's warm. Actually, it's warm when you cook, but the character of the pork meat is cold, but this is warm. So the sesame leaf make the pork meat
Kind of warm.
warm. So
it makes balance because it's a cold kind of energy.
돼지고기는 원래
that it has.
찬 성질이 있어요. 그리고 깻잎은 따뜻한 성질. 그래서 같이 먹으면 중화가 돼요.
So Chinese doctor and Korean doctor, how can I say?
Yeah,
한의사.
Korean medical,
Medical.
yeah, doctor said.
Traditional Korean
Korean.
medicine. I prefer lettuce.
Okay, I tried with sesame.
And
Has us.
I showed everyone in Brazil, and everyone said, "Oh, you're right. That's good."
But it has a unique kind of flavor.
I think it's too strong.
Too
so-
strong.
But you will like it. I like that. 된장찌개는 안 나오는 거죠 여기는.
식사.
식사 이제 하고 하면 될 것 같은데. 몇 개 이제 많이 뽑아내겠어.
식사.
식사 그냥.
기름찜.
그럼.
Another one's 계란탕, but was something before.
식사.
명란 계란탕?
명란 계란찜.
No, 계란탕. 명란 계란탕.
된장찌개 그러면.
명란 계란찜? With
이거는 식사고요.
The fish and
fish. 명란 계란찜.
찜.
아 된장.
명란 계란찜.
3층짜리도 있고요. 이게 네, 5층짜리.
나는 냉면.
냉면?
네.
냉면.
물냉이네.
물냉.
No name. No name.
된장찌개.
된장찌개. 이거 된장찌개.
What? Soybean?
소야빈 스튜 and
김치찌개도 뭐.
네, 김치찌개도 괜찮아요.
김치찌개?
칼칼한.
No kimchi.
You don't like
된장찌개.
Too spicy.
된장찌개? 그러면 냉면, 된장찌개 하고 어떻게 할까요? 김치찌개를 시켜서 하나 같이 찍으면 분량 나오는 거 어떻게
세 개
할까요?
다 소개시켜서 해도 될 것 같은데. 된장찌개.
이거 하나로 갈까요?
하나만
그럼 여기다 김치찌개 여기에
네, 이거 올려서
네,
드시면
뚝배기로 해가지고
그럼
네.
김치찌개, 또 된장찌개 볶음 하나, 냉면.
물냉 하나.
물냉 하나.
네.
좀 튀김이랑 상추.
예, 알았어요.
Actually, naengmyeon is the only Korean food that I cannot eat. It's impossible.
No.
Why?
It's I have tried.
김치.
No, kimchi I eat. I can eat. I don't like kimchi, but I can eat. But naengmyeon,
Why? It's ice
it's
noodle.
cold. Yeah, that's the problem.
Sour
It's cold.
and sweet kind of.
Even
No,
if-
it's
even if-
strong.
even
I have
if-
tried.
Even you don't drink a good iced coffee.
Yeah, I don't like iced coffee.
Because you don't like cold kind of things.
No, iced
This
coffee is
says
different.
coffee must
Coffee
have
must be hot.
And noodle also must have.
Must be hot.
Must be hot.
Yeah, I cannot eat. I have tried maybe 2 or 3 times, but naengmyeon, no, it's the only Korean food that it's impossible. That one's
Its
impossible.
taste is not that good, or just because it's cold.
It's
kind of
cold, and I think the taste,
Even he doesn't
because
like
of being cold, the noodle, that noodle, cold is not cold. That the same noodle,
Very
if you make
strange
it,
to Westerners.
if you make that like hot, I can eat that noodle. The same noodle, hot I can eat, but cold, it's impossible.
There's no cold noodles in Western culture.
There is no cold food.
Oh, really? Then you
Only
guys
ice cream. Ice cream.
Only ice cream.
And that's it. Beer. But food? No, food must be hot.
냉면을 싫어하는 거를 몰랐을 때 냉면을 줬더니 이게 뭐냐고 아주
냉면은 안
complain.
매우니까 it's not that spicy.
그리고 여름에는 just actually the ice
Actually,
noodle we call it
ice
냉면. Actually the 냉면 is the food for winter season. But in the sweater season we enjoyed eating the 냉면. So we ordered 냉면 to also
Yes.
for me. So but he doesn't like it 냉면.
cold noodles. Just behind you, here's two menus. 초계국수, which is made of the chicken broth, and common 국수, which is made of chicken broth.
This one?
Yeah, chicken broth. But it's cold kind of noodle.
Okay.
And here's
This
cold-
noodle is really good, but cold I can't eat.
Oh, not the 국수 though. It's a hot.
I've never
I've
heard
never
that and tried. Just usually we use the bean make us the base for noodle, but we use it in cold way.
cold way.
The color, this is naengmyeon, right?
냉면.
The color is kind of darker. The noodle is darker. It's not the same noodle. Cold? No.
Chicken broth, but it's ice chicken broth noodles. Very strange. Westerners.
Cold. No, cold is too much.
So every morning you going to exercise?
Sometimes in the morning, sometimes after work.
Afterward, yeah, depends on his body condition.
Depends if I drink the day before or not.
If there's
because
because you can.
he started his work at
10.
10 p.m. 10
10 a.m.
a.m. So enough time for workout in the morning.
몇 시에 일어나요? When do you usually get up in the morning?
8시? 8시?
8시?
8시.
8시.
In this case, 8.
와우.
여덟?
난 8.
Ah.
8. 8시.
I didn't learn that yet.
When you talk
Time?
about time, you have to use pure Korean numbers. It's like
In
10
minutes?
to-
And
Minutes,
minutes is normal one, right?
Sino-Korean.
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 That's I always mix.
If 5 in English, 5시 5분. Different.
That's what's hard.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Because
confusing.
Korean language is affected by Chinese culture and Chinese language. So there are a lot of part which is related to Chinese languages. That's
Yeah.
why here's pure Korean language, Sino-Korean language, and some things from Japanese, some things from like camera, call. This is from English. Yeah. So mixed
More
together.
than
I heard like
more than
the
half
words.
of Korea we affected by Chinese. So actually, the half of Korea is Chinese. Yeah, we
So
call
if
it
you
the
speak
Chinese.
Chinese, it's
we
very
use
easy
Korean
to listen
letters.
to.
Yeah.
To
So
learn
that's
it.
why learning Korea you feel hard and very difficult.
But if you speak Chinese, Korean is easier to
No,
learn.
no.
No?
Koreanized Chinese.
No, anyway, but it's
We
easier than
no,
like
we-
for me who
we-
speaks Portuguese.
We are affected by Chinese language and culture, not Chinese language. We don't use Chinese
Anyway, I
language.
mean, if you speak Chinese, it's easier to learn Korean than for someone who speaks Portuguese, like me,
No.
or someone who speaks English.
No.
The
Because-
structure-
No, the structure is.
No, I mean for learning all.
No. Because the Chinese.
Is it because of the sounds and
No, totally different. The sounds are also different, and the structure of the language is totally different. Because the structure of the Chinese language is almost close to English, not
Oh,
Korean.
really?
Yeah,
I don't know anything of
more
Chinese.
Turkish language. We are the same
with Turkish.
boundary. Yeah. So,
So
we are
that's
the
easy
the
for you
structure
to
is the
learn.
same with Korean and Turkish.
So when we talk
Yeah.
about word level, Chinese language is very similar to Korean, but when we talk about structural level,
Totally different.
it's totally different. So Chinese language is more like Western language,
Okay.
but Korean language and Japanese language
It's totally
structure is very similar.
So if you speak Japanese,
yeah,
easier to learn Korean.
Korean. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Structure of Japanese and
Yeah.
Korean is very similar. Like this, for example, 도서관, that means library. Library. In Korean is 도서관. Japanese, 도서관. 도서관. And
Almost
in
the same,
Chinese,
just change a little bit.
도서관. It's a little bit different intonation and a little bit different sound. But in word level, those three countries shares same kind of culture,
Okay.
but structure in Chinese is very different from ours. Can you understand it?
Yeah, I see.
So
Makes sense.
you seem like always argue. No.
Because I always say
You always
learning
do.
Korean is too hard for me.
Of course,
Everything's
basically
totally
because
different.
the alphabet is totally different.
It starts
That
right
is the
there.
first.
Yeah.
That is the first
Start
step.
right there. It's the alphabet is what?
Finally, he doesn't write. Just
I don't
Just draw the letter, not
Korean
drawing, not
consonants
writing.
and vowel.
Mm.
Korean consonant.
And there are some consonants like there's like the I don't know the she like this, and but then it's just two times that the
double.
same one. What?
Ah,
I
double.
never know the difference.
Like
When
the
I speak,
Samgyeopsal.
when I speak, I never know which
Yeah,
one I have to write.
I know.
So or like when it's N, like NG in the end, or just N, I never know as well. Like 해장국,
해장.
I never know the 장.
장.
I'm not sure if it's like this one or the
So ending consonant iung and you
Yeah,
cannot
it's-
distinguish
it's-
iung
it's-
and
it's
iung
hard,
consonant.
it's hard.
Ending consonant.
It's really hard. It's
Right.
really hard.
Before I becoming Korean teacher, I didn't know about those kind of things. But when I teach Korean to Westerners, I realized a lot of things. They cannot distinguish 시옷 and 쌍시옷.
It's the
지읒
same.
and 쌍시옷. It's same to them.
And even the sound.
The sound's the same.
Sound
almost.
they can change. Yeah, even.
자장면, 짜장면 is
Yeah,
the
it's-
same. The same.
Sounds the same for me.
지읒, 치읒, 쌍지읒 is all same sound. But we have three kind of symbols,
Yeah,
right?
the
지읒,
letter is different.
치읒, and double 지읒.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
also the problem, the sounds of the consonant they can change. For example, 국물. Actually, 구 is K, G, 기역, 우, 기역. But the sound is sound. 국물. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally hard. It's very very hard.
I know. Ending consonant is very difficult part.
You can change. It depends on
I learned the
the
how it's
situation.
not how to call the ending consonant, but I forgot. There's a name. Ending consonant.
Ending 받침.
Pachi. I learned that in the
You learned it? You learned it?
for like the yayo or
Yeah.
When there is no patching is yayo.
When there's no 받침?
Yayo.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no 받침?
Yayo.
Actually, Korean doesn't know about it. Just
Just-
spontaneously.
Because it's nature.
Yeah,
we-
it's kind of
Natural.
naturally.
Natural.
여기 냉면.
국물은 안 드시면 되지 않을까?
먹어요, 갖고.
김치찌개 나오게 올려드릴까요?
네. Let's finish it.
Yep.
One piece, and one piece. One and one. 마지막.
여기 큰 거 줬어. 이거 잘라야겠다.
너무 커서. no, yeah, just give.
Better to give up. 뼈가 있구나. 그래서 안
Yeah,
잘려.
leave it, leave it.
No, I prefer this.
One finger is up in Korea, and then now I can never stop. Take the rice and shake it.
Shake it, right?
To leave it, so don't stick around the ball. So you can.
Not to stick it.
Yeah, actually I can take off now.
Kimchi-jjigae. Now it's time for pop and jjigae. This is kimchi stew. A little bit spicy and a little bit salty. But every Korean likes it. So after barbecue, after Korean Samgyeopsal barbecue, we have to eat pop and jjigae again. We are not finished yet. We have not finished yet. We have to eat pop and jjigae.
Kind of like a sounds. The meat was appetizer.
Appetizer,
This
right.
is main dish.
Main dish is
main
rice.
We can eat raw fish, we can eat sushi, we can eat samgyeopsal, we can eat odopsal. But after that,
We
have to
order the
eat
pop, right?
pop
Eat rice.
and jjigae
Or noodle.
yeah, noodles.
Or
Or you
noodle.
can eat noodle,
This is
especially
naengmyeon.
summer season.
naengmyeon.
Cold noodles. So
Ice
Roman doesn't
noodle.
like it.
Okay. I
Cold
add
with
wasabi sauce.
wasabi sauce. How can I? Mustard. Mustard,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
Mustard?
Yeah.
No,
Wasabi
it's mustard.
Mustard or wasabi?
Wasabi.
It's totally different.
Also different?
Yeah.
Maybe they mix it mustard.
Maybe it's mustard
No
and
mustard. Wasabi. And also the ginger.
ginger.
Vinegar.
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 Vinegar. Spinach, bean sprouts, spinach, ginger, vinegar. We are Korean. I want to speak in Korean, but now we have to speak in English because it's international language.
There is one egg, one half egg here in the ice noodle. Cause why they offer the half egg? Do you know the reason?
Where's the another half?
Anyway, the point is
I
not
want a
that.
full
Why
one.
they give me the egg?
Why?
Because I do remember I add
Vinegar.
the
Vinegar?
vinegar,
Uh-huh.
kind of like a sour taste. It can be a little bit burden to my stomach. So this is to protect my stomach.
But she never eats. She always gives me the egg.
Not always. I don't like, but you don't like.
She always gives me the egg. She
Yeah.
always gives me.
No. The white part I like, but the
The yolk. The
I
comes
don't
the
like
yolk.
You don't like your pork?
So eat egg first, okay, and then enjoy your noodle.
The question is, where's the another half of the egg? Why only half? There is
Maybe-
some mini on
I
that?
don't know.
Maybe opposite room. Somebody order the same
Kind of decoration. It has a yellow part and white
Uh-huh.
part, and
So-
has a
but-
cucumber.
She could cut, could cut
and
the egg
two,
and put the
two.
both parts in there.
Too much. With one egg,
So
they
just
can make
points.
2 bowls of the ice
Yeah.
noodle.
Just point for just decorate points, and Korean like even number, not.
Oh, really?
Say odd number. Yeah,
So,
even
no,
number.
the opposite. Korean people like
No.
odd numbers.
One is odd,
Odd,
number,
yeah.
2 is even number,
Yes.
3 is
Odd.
odd number. Yeah. 된장찌개는 좋아해요?
Yeah.
좋아해요. 좋아해요.
좋아해요.
I prefer the 청국장. Yeah.
난 청국장 안 좋아해요.
Ah,
Yeah. With
but this is
meat.
all very good.
More fermented one, or 된장찌개 is fully fermented, or 청국장 is fully fermented?
Protein?
그러니까 fully, 그러니까 더 발효된 게 발효 정도에 따라서
그-
다른 건가?
그것까지 모르겠어요. 내가 만드는 과정에 따라 내가 안 만들어 봤기 때문에.
된장찌개 저는 더 맛있는 것 같아요. 청국장 더 좋아해요.
이 친구는 콩을 좋아하기 때문에 콩을
아.
씹히는 간이 청국장이 있으니까. 네.
So you like bean texture, right?
Yeah.
That's why he prefer 청국장. It's 된장찌개, but the 청국장 is a little bit different. But they use the same ingredient, the
Same
bean.
base.
Yeah, but the 청국장 they have much more chewy, the chewing texture because they use your own beans, not grind all. So he prefer the 청국장.
It's better. Actually, I don't like tubu.
tofu. Yeah.
Oh, you like bean?
Like
You
bean,
don't
but
like bean?
doesn't
You
Yeah.
don't like tubu?
It doesn't have any taste.
Oh, it doesn't have any taste. But with a kimchi jjigae or with a
It has the
is
soup
it good?
taste.
Soup taste.
And not
Not that good. Not that good.
peanut.
So when I make a side dish with tofu, I make mapadubu with use it with chili and red pepper sauce to add some taste for him.
And actually, this one for like foreigners who just arrived in Korea, this is spice already.
Really? Because there's red pepper. They use
There's some red pepper here. After some time, you get to use it, but when I first arrived here, it was so hard.
But there's no problem these days for eating
No, now I'm okay.
Korean food.
Now I'm totally okay.
Yeah.
But when I arrived, it was really, really hard.
And the first time
I had bad times.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 2 years ago. Yeah, almost
Three.
3 years ago. We went to the 닭갈비 place, the chicken food with the red pepper sauce. I didn't know that he couldn't enjoy the spicy food, but we went to the 닭갈비 place. He couldn't touch anything, so I ate.
Oh. Oh.
But now totally no problem for him. Yeah, eating the spicy.
You enjoy
food.
spicy food
Yeah.
now?
Nowadays, I actually enjoy it. It's weird.
No problem.
It's weird. When I arrived here, I couldn't eat, and now sometimes I get home and say, I want to eat some spicy food.
Sometimes you thought about it.
Especially ramyeon.
At the first time, you enjoyed the jjajangmyeon, only jjajangmyeon.
Only jjajangmyeon.
He ate only jjajangmyeon. He ate only jjajangmyeon. But these days, he changed his favorite ramen from jjajangmyeon to shinramyeon. The shinramyeon is Korean typical ramen.
most traditional.
Yeah, my favorite one. But
Today's fine.
yeah, the shinramyeon was so spicy for him long time ago, but now it became his favorite one.
The
One of
favorite
his.
one.
Your favorite.
It's really good. That's really good.
He said, Robbie, I bought the shinramen for you. You can eat later, but I couldn't touch it because you already ate everything. So where is the shinramen? Oh, sorry, I ate everything. I will buy for you next time. He said.
You enjoy 신라면? What about 진라면 매운맛?
Shinramen,
You don't like it?
I don't know.
Like-
I don't know this one. I like the. I know this machampong. Machampong is also good.
맛짬뽕?
It's also good, really good.
So he
It's another food they couldn't
he
eat.
sent batjangpong and another the
jjajangmyeon.
yes, jjajangmyeon and noodle to Brazil for his family. And when they tried the shinramen,
Almost died. They almost died. They actually the jjajangmyeon is already gone. They ate everything, but the shinramyeon is still there, like more than half of the package. The batch has 5, right? They have 4. They didn't eat at all. It's too spicy.
Too spicy. What about now noburi? Have you ever tasted noburi?
Nobody?
No?
Nobody?
Kind of udon taste.
Udon I know.
noburi is the soup is spicy and red like a shinramen, but the noodle is thicker
Like
than
udon.
thicker.
Yeah,
The
thick
noodle is
like a
udon.
udon.
No, I
No,
don't think
I think
don't
you
have
didn't try.
How often do you have to taste?
Fish.
Me, not too much because usually in my workplace, almost 90% of the workers are female, and in my team, they have very young kids.
Has young kids.
Yeah, so it's not easy having a drink and dinner after work because they need to go back their home to care of their
So you're
kids
nutritionist
and
now.
Nutritionist.
Nutritionist now, right? So where is your workplace?
public center. 보건소. I work in 보건소.
회식 없어서 좋겠어요.
나는 솔직히 그게 편해. 그래서 우린 점심을 같이 먹는 거.
And I think like people from the engineering areas, they drink more
Yeah.
because it's more stressful.
Yeah, hard work. They got stressed a lot.
Because you have to think and then you do what you thought, and it doesn't work, so you get stressed, and then you need to drink, to think again, and try again. So I think, especially, I don't know another engineering area, but the software engineering, in the software engineering area, the software area, IT, people drink a lot. People drink
a lot. Your part too. Your part, software engineering.
I don't know about the other engineers, like mechanical engineering or production engineering. I'm not sure, but in the IT area, people drink, and usually they smoke a lot as well. Smoke cigarette.
Do you smoke?
I don't smoke. I don't smoke. But everyone in my team smokes.
Oh really?
I'm the only one that doesn't smoke.
Most of them.
I don't know why. Maybe stress or something.
Too stressful.
I prefer to drink than smoke.
So in your point of view, Korean people seems happy, or seems tired, or
Seems tired because working and then go out for drinking. It's too much.
Heavy smoker, heavy drinker,
and heavy worker.
Heavy worker.
Always tired.
Yeah. That's why we say the overtime working makes Seoul's night view's beauty. 네, 초과 근무하신 분들 덕분에 서울 야경이 아주 멋지죠.
스트레스 많이 안 받아요?
받죠. 루안도 받겠죠. 근데 루안은 especially, but in his case, he likes solve the very hard and difficult problem. He enjoyed that.
Because actually,
he doesn't like the simple stuff.
I'm not engineering. I'm not. I didn't graduate as engineer. I'm not engineer. I graduated as scientist. My major is a little bit different. It's like it's not computer engineering like most part here in Korea. It's computer science. So the difference between like the engineering and science in the computer area, it's like the science, we go more for hard problems or unsolved problems, you know, because we have a lot of problems that we don't have a solution. Like, I mean, we have a good solution, but it's not the optimal. It's not the best solution possible. We have just a good solution, and it's too hard to get the optimal solution. So we go more for these kind of problems. So all my graduation was about hard stuff that people have been like the last 200 years trying to solve, and still today nobody solved. So we go for this part. So I like it. I mean,
you enjoy
5 years studying that.
He enjoyed
I enjoy hard
difficult
problems.
task.
When it's easy, I get bored.
He is very easy to lose his interest on easy stuff. So he complained when he got the very easy work. It's very easy. It's not interesting. I don't want to work like this. I want to work.
I think you can put a monkey to do this. You don't need to do this kind of stuff. Just take a monkey and put a monkey here. Put a dog.
Yeah,
even a
some
dog.
months ago he complained. I think it looks like he got stressed a lot. So why? Do you have a very difficult problem? No, very easy. So that's why I can enjoy my
Korean
work.
language is very good kind of
Very
project
hard.
to you.
Yeah.
Very big task.
Big task, good task for you.
Yeah, I'm enjoying more now because it's getting the harder part. But when it's only like alphabet or grammar, I think actually Korean grammar is easy compared to Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah, because in Portuguese grammar is really hard. It's like I'm not sure now if it's the first or the second hardest.
You are a beginner of the Korean.
Wait.
Don't just read the small things with all.
Yeah,
I just say Korean grammar is not that difficult.
Korean grammar is not that difficult. Trust me. I speak Portuguese. If you want to search on Google or Naver or whatever, like the most difficult languages in the world, Portuguese grammar is the one or the second, the first or second most difficult grammar.
Yeah.
The grammar. The sound is easy. Portuguese is very easy, but the grammar. The sound of Portuguese is because Portuguese.
Compared to Spanish?
Yeah, because Spanish is an easy language. Spanish, English, they're easy language. They're language they got like eased. They simplified. They simplified the language, so that's why English is like the universal language nowadays. Because the old English, they had Latin in English, so like it's almost impossible. Like who speaks Latin today? So they had English had too much of Latin So what they did, they took off the Latin part and kept only the English. So English got simplified and got easier. But Portuguese, it's basically Latin.
Basically.
So the grammar is almost the same of Latin. So we have all the difficult part and a little bit more. It's too hard. Portuguese grammar is too hard.
Yeah, even he's not perfect in Portuguese.
Nobody's like, only those guys who graduate in Portuguese, they can speak a perfect Portuguese. My Portuguese is not perfect. I assume that, I admit that. I don't know.
To learn Portuguese as a second language, right?
Too hard.
Too hard.
Too hard. Too hard. So I think Korean is
born
easier.
in Portuguese can speak perfect Portuguese, right?
Who graduates in Portuguese?
In Portuguese.
Even who is born in Brazil doesn't speak a perfect Portuguese.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't speak a perfect
He's
Portuguese.
not perfect. He said, I'm not perfect Portuguese speaker.
No.
Yeah, my great
Let me say, you are learning Portuguese?
Yeah,
She's having really bad times.
Yeah.
Really
She's
bad
so
times.
smart.
Really
She's so
bad
smart.
times.
But I'm better than you. I study by myself.
Yeah, I study a lot. You study
not a
harder.
lot,
You study
but
harder.
anyway, I can speak.
근데 이상한 게 맨날 싸우는 거 같아서 I always argue.
We are always arguing.
I'm
You are
better
great,
than
I'm
you.
great together. We are always arguing, but we are not fight each other. Don't worry.
No, it's okay.
싸우지는 않아.
No, but
Doesn't fight. But
she's
now-
studying Portuguese, but she's having really bad times because of the grammar.
Not grammar because
When you
it's first not grammar first.
Yeah.
I already had a problem with the sound, the pronunciation. So what can I say like this with these letters?
No, you see, the pronunciation of Portuguese is hard. The grammar is hard.
Even I took 2 days for only the pronunciation
The alphabet. The alphabet.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. What's the different G and G and
The G and J and Z.
Yeah. Still, I'm confused.
It's really hard. It's really hard.
So I
Portuguese is
took
really
2 days
hard.
only for studying Portuguese alphabet.
So every Brazilian learning Portuguese at elementary school and middle
Yeah.
school
We studied that.
as a second language or
No, it's first language.
just first language? So your first language is Portuguese.
Yeah.
And second language is English, Spanish.
English. Third Spanish. Third is Spanish.
No, you're trilingual.
Yeah.
Trilingual.
He can speak Spanish too. So
That's-
very similar.
Too hard to learn Portuguese. Korean. Korean is
Yeah.
my
Oh,
fourth
it's your
language.
fourth.
So it's too hard.
So that's why I studied Spanish a long time ago. So when I kick off the studying Portuguese by myself, I was confused because some
They're alike.
some words they're very similar too much. For example, the 책, 부, we call it 부, 책 in Spanish, libro.
Libro.
Yeah, libro. And also in
Portuguese?
Portuguese, livro.
Livro.
Yeah, libro. But the sound is almost similar, and also the alphabet in Spanish, L-I-B-R-E. No, libro. Libro.
Yeah, the difference is in Spanish is L-I-B-R-O.
Oh yeah, B-R-O. But in Portuguese,
L-I-V-R-O.
V.
V.
Yeah.
And especially for Korean, that the B and V are almost the same.
Almost
it's even
same.
harder.
Just B up sound.
It's even
right?
harder
Yeah.
to
We are the
find out
same. We
which
are
one.
just both B sound. Yeah, B.
Yeah.
B.
But in Portuguese and Spanish is
also-
totally different. We
And
have totally
also
different
in
sounds,
Spanish,
so
O is just O sound, but in Portuguese,
Can be
ending
U.
of the word, O sounds,
Can
O
be
makes
U.
U.
Can be
Libu.
U.
Yeah.
Change to U.
can
Yeah.
change. You write, so it's like French. You write one thing, you read another one.
Yeah,
You-
French is also
Yeah.
different.
우가
one.
끝에 가면 우
French is
발음.
also one of the
Difficult.
most difficult
Difficult
languages.
one. Enchanté. Je m'appelle Jenny. So I learned a little bit of French because my student was French, so I just tried to
In high school?
No.
Korean too.
3 or 4 years ago.
Mhm.
So they want to learn Korean from me, so they are more French. So I want to try to speak in French. So I just search in the internet and find out online lecture and 2 or 3 levels. Beginner, I just finished beginner's level, but it was too difficult.
Yeah.
Like, je m'appelle enchanté. Comment allez-vous? Et vous? Like
Like I was Portuguese, I would do it like como se levou.
Como se levou?
In Portuguese it would be como se leveu. You read that because it's V-E-U. But you speak como se levou. So it's too hard.
Como se levou? It is also
the
hard.
end. Levou. No, I mean, if I see that right, it's V-I-U. Right?
V-I-U.
The end.
View.
But it's like levou. Like it's O.
Oh.
It's different. You're right. EU, you read O. So that's the problem. It's too hard. So that makes a language hard.
That means how are you, right? Como se levou? Como se levou?
That's what makes language hard.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Korean it's easier than Portuguese or Latin language. Some Latin languages, not Spanish.
In pronunciation,
and the writing system is very scientific.
Yeah, it's like you
scientific and
write
simple.
how you speak. Most part of the times. Most part of the time. Sometimes like the double, so it's hard to know, but it's pretty much how you speak. It's the same sound you speak, you write. The Portuguese or French, it's different. So that's the problem. I think that's a huge problem to learn those languages.
Finish your pop.
I'm very full.
Too full.
배불러.
I'm so full. 진짜 배불러요. I ate a lot.
Okay, we had samgyeopsal. Actually, it was ogyapsal today, and we had ice noodles and 된장찌개 and kimchi for this pop time. Was it good?
Yeah,
Of course.
What is most good part, best part?
Samgyeopsal.
Today,
Ogyapsal.
The outer part, do you like outer part? The
I
skin
hate
part, like cheesy
Yeah,
texture. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's really good.
More tree.
It's really good.
What about the sauce? This fresh anchovy sauce and samjang. Was it good?
It's a strong sauce, has a strong flavor, but can balance very well, with especially the outer layer, the skin of the pork, not the ogyapsal, the skin. It can balance it very well. It's really good.
And it's 상추,
Lettuce and put together and
veggies.
spring strong. It's really good.
Very good for health, and this is very balanced food. Okay, try it and just say something. Bye.
Bye.
I hope you can enjoy
Enjoy.
our episode.
And soulmate.
Soulmate.
Sorry, soulmate was really
If you have
good.
time to visit Korea, you must visit the Samgyeopsal place and drink with soju, soulmate. Okay,
Soju
don't
and
forget it.
Very
That
good
is
experience.
Korean culture.
Yeah.
Real culture.
Bye.
Bye.